Good, hello everybody. Yeah, this is Sue Ann Okerwall again doing another Course of Miracles video. And yesterday I did one that was talking about at least 3 of the phases that we go through in A Course of Miracles, or at least it tends to appear that way. And I had talked about, the first one is when we get the book, we begin reading it, and we really don't know what it's saying. It's quite cryptic. The metaphysics are not apparent and not explained very easily in the first read through, let's say. Some say that we should actually read clarification of terms first to get what is the meaning, and not just go right into the first 50 miracle principles. So anyway, that's phase 1. Phase 2 is when you get some sort of a tool, a person, a video, a YouTube, a book, you name it, something that would allow you to begin to have more understanding of the Course of Miracles, so that you can go back and read and pick up those metaphysical principles and align your beliefs with them. And the third is when you put down all the books and the tapes and I still say tapes, kind of old-fashioned, right? But all the books, MP3s, streaming, whatever you're doing, you put down the YouTubes, you put down the iPod, what are they called again? Anyway, I can't remember. God, I'm so crazy. But anyway, when people have their iPodcasts, okay, you put down all those things and you just go straight into the mind and watch yourself all day long, all the feelings and thoughts you have regarding the things that you think your body, your character, other people, other characters, everybody's going through, the situations you're in, and all the emotions that it draws up, and then the thoughts that talk to other thoughts, and all of that. You're watching that. This is phase 3. I can even talk more about phase 4 at some point, but what I said I was going to do today was I was going to go through each one of those in a separate video. So I just kind of did an overview of the first 3 phases and how that they're actually different than the stages that are discussed in Manual for Teachers, the section of mosquito, in the section of development of trust, right? So when we go through phase 1, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I got the course in 1989, and as many of us find that there's a lot of serendipitous type occurrences that seem to happen, that almost like as if they're breadcrumbs on our path to assist us along the way. I could do a whole nother video on that and why that seems so. But anyway, nonetheless, I had a very good friend who just happened to have the exact same birth date and year as my mother, and but she was more of a friend and lived near me at that time, and my mother was a couple states away, and did not have that other type of relationship with my actual mother. But this friend of mine, we did a lot of meditating together. She was a massage therapist. She was very much into a lot of what we called New Age, metaphysical type of things. So we went to a New Age bookstore, and in there, as the story goes, I looked around, and I'm sure you all have been in those types of places. They smell of incense. They smell really good. There's usually some kind of like bells or bowls, of humming and tinkling bells. It's very beautiful. There are a lot of some very soothing music in the background. There are all sorts of books of all different kinds of colors with angels on them and rainbows, as if every single one of them is trying to attract your attention. And amongst all those, there were these 3 hardback books, sitting on a shelf, like lengthwise, not flat out with the name on it, but of course you could see it on the book end. I have those books here somewhere. Oh, here's one of them. Like here's the workbook. But anyway, this is what it used to look like back in the day. And you got 3 different books like this. There's a text over there, and the Manual for Teachers is only about that thick, right? So and this is the workbook. Anyway, those were the ones that I actually bought in 1989. And the reason why is if you look at it, compared to all the other ones, this navy blue thing, it actually stood out more than all the rest because it was so plain. So I said to my friend, I said, what is this? A Course in Miracles. What is this? And she said, oh, she said, I have heard that people that have read that have not needed anything else. So that, of course, definitely, tickled my fancy, really got me to pay attention that, wow, that idea of not needing anything else, no other spiritual path, that was the one. I didn't know if I believed that or not for me, but it was a tantalizing proposition, right? So I bought them, of course, started reading it, and there was just some sort of a deep message in there that I really don't even know. A lot of us just don't even know why it hooks us, like a fish hook, and we can't let go of it despite not knowing what it's saying. And that is not to say that I didn't read some other books, and some angel books and some crystal books and bought crystals. Many things happened during those years. It was actually a 15-year period where I had no other tool. I just completely self-studied, which later you find out that is what they tell you to do, that it is just a self-study course. I tried to do the workbook. I got up to, say, 30, and then I was just like, I was lost. Mostly I thought at that time that if I read it and I did them, that it would be as if, kind of like the Christian Jesus proposition, that you're just going to be instantly saved, that without you really like doing any shadow work, as some people call it, that you would just have like a wand waved over you. So I thought that would, happen. I got to like 30, and then I was like, no, something's not right. So I stopped, and then many years went by, and then one time I was on, I started on a vacation. It didn't last 100 days, but I did get up to 100. But once again, it just fizzled out because I just could not understand what I was reading exactly. But really, for 15 years, did not put it down whatsoever. I shouldn't even say that, because it did seem like there were months in there where I would forget about it and then I'd pick it back up. So let's just say it was always somewhat on my mind for 15 years. And then if I was to get out even this, like, look, everything is all like highlighted and underlined. And sometimes it's really funny because back in the days when you would do that, you could look back and you say, oh, well, it's, look at this, I'd write lists and stuff, so there, if you underlined it in red and then you did it in blue and then you had pink highlighter and you're like, wow, I've read this at least 3 times. So it just becomes really amazing how you keep coming back to this material. So, and I kind of knew of Ken Wapnick. That was probably about the only one that I knew of, but you also have to realize 89 to 2004, like no internet, no social media platforms, there wasn't like faxes even. There wasn't even, it was just like very primitive days. There were, you could probably go to Unity Church and find what sometimes called living room groups. In fact, if you know Ken Wapnick, that was kind of what they started in Manhattan. They had or maybe it was Brooklyn. I'm sorry, it was Brooklyn. Anyway, they were doing a lot of living room groups because of, people not knowing what it was saying. So, in that, I did not go to any of those. So again, like I said, it was a 15-year period of not knowing what it was saying, but something had like a gravity attracting me to that one, despite reading other things, like being interested in crystals for a year, but still this thing kept going for 15 years. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. I'm a little short than 10 minutes, and next video I'll do on phase 2. Okay, see y'all later.